Okay, hello everyone, and welcome to Savvy Women of Social Media. This is Michelle, your host, and I just want to make sure it is going live in the group. So give me one sec. Yes, it is. Okay, great. So today I'm welcome to interview Joan Lincoln. And sorry, I thought I had her bio up. Here it is. Okay. So, mother to three beautiful daughters and nanny to four handsome grandsons, Joan hails from the Finger Lakes region. A dedicated Rochesterian for the past 40 years, Joan has been referred to as a serial entrepreneur by some, having launched three small businesses over the last 10 years in Brighton, New York. Her business portfolio at present includes the locally voted Best of by the city newspaper, Sustainable Luxury Resale Boutiques, Panache Vintage and Finer Consignment, and Panache Home and Design at Brighton Commons. Her accomplishments have always focused on female-based image, having been a locally recognized freelance makeup artist for 18 years for the makeup and skincare Trish McCovey
McAvoy.
company. Throughout her 40 years in Rochester, she has always been involved in retail, marketing, and event planning careers. Joan is a local morning radio personality with her weekly Fashion First tips and trends from the runway to the dressing room segment on Rochester's favorite station, Warm 101.3, and that is one of my favorite stations.
Thank
As
you.
a fashion influencer, Joan has also been a fashion writer and contributor for many local publications, in addition to a commentator and stylist for a variety of charity and fashion events. A founding trailblazer for Fashion Week of Rochester, presently she holds a position on the Brighton Chamber of Commerce Board, also receiving the Entrepreneur of the Year from the Chamber. In addition, a proclamation of the Brighton Town Supervisor for Community Small Business Success. All Women Rock Award, and recognized by Dress for Success with the Inspire Award. Blessed and grateful for family and friends for life. So, welcome, Joan. How are you?
I'm great. So, like when you get to be my age, your list gets a little bit longer of accomplishments. That's
Yeah,
all.
mine's still small, but that's okay. So if you guys are watching in the group, make sure to comment and I will do my best to get them, or come on the Zoom. The Zoom link is in the Facebook event. So, Joan, I see that you are at your store, so that is a good sign. But let's start with how, when COVID first hit in March or February, whatever, when we had to start shutting down, how did it affect you personally?
Well, personally, I had just returned to work for 4 days because I had a hip replacement. So I was successful in healing from that. And then I was back here at the Happy Corner at Panache for 4 days. And then we got the notification that we needed to close. And we were closed for a solid 90 days, which was a painful 90-day period. But we got through it. And, I needed to come in like every day or every couple of days just to keep, a little bit normalcy going on in my personal life. And, oh, wait, while I'm here, look, say hi to Brenda. Say hi. Say hi. So Brenda is my manager. She's my right-hand gal. And during COVID, we kept our distance from each other, but she would come in every couple of days too. And, we polished the floors and we dusted a little bit more. We straightened, we purged some merchandise. So it gave us time to kind of catch our breath a little bit and, strategize as to what we were going to do when we got that green light to reopen.
Yeah. And what about with you and your family? Did it affect, I'm sure you couldn't see those handsome grandsons of yours, but how did it affect you and your family?
So personally, my boyfriend and I, my immediate family, he and I stayed he lived separately. So he stayed at his house, I stayed at my house, but we did see each other and we kept that isolation going. As far as my children, I didn't see my kids for a long time. Therefore, I didn't see my grandchildren for quite some time until the weather broke and then we could see each other outside on the deck. I'll never forget. It was right around gosh, what was it? There was a whole bunch of birthdays in this spring, so I can't recall which birthday, but it was so exciting when my oldest grandson, and I finally got to see each other. In fact, he was in the backyard swinging, and I came out on the swing set, and I came out of the house, and he's like, Noni. He goes, oh my gosh, Noni, what happened to your hair? Because I had this, that big skunky gray thing working. And it was at that point that I decided once I'm going to color my hair because I didn't want him to be afraid of his Noni Joni. Anyways, so it was difficult. My mom's in the Finger Lakes and I couldn't see her. My sister was quote unquote stranded, if you will, in Florida. It took until I think it was June before she was able to get home safely and quarantine properly. So that's what happened. And my immediate little bubble was very, very small. And, I found a lot of house projects to do.
I think we all did.
Yeah.
So I know when it first hit for us, my husband couldn't work until June. So he's a person who's always on the go. And it really affected him emotionally for the first couple of weeks because he's so used to working. And I know it affected me with my son being home and just thrown into everything. Right. So I know I went through a little kind of depression and different emotions. Did you have any of that at first?
I'm going to tell you what, being in retail and standing up since the age of 14, I've been in some sort of retail. It was a little bit of a respite. I rested my weary retail bones. I was very fearful for my business. But every day I tried to do a routine. But once those PPP loans started to be offered, I felt like that was my full-time job. I was on Zoom calls with my CPA, not every day, but every week at a slotted time. So I was using a different part of my brain, if you will, which I think was, helped me out significantly. I don't think I experienced any depression. I kept in contact with my kids. We, FaceTimed and we did all that. We had a lot of excitement going on because my middle daughter and her husband were leaving Texas and moving to Ohio. So we had all of that excitement going on. And, I can't say I experienced that. I really tried to find a happy point in my life where I could, in my day that I was trying to find the good and the unexpected, sadness that was going on.
Yeah. So how was it? Because nobody's actually, and I didn't think to ask, nobody's actually mentioned the PPE loans. What was that process like? How long did it take to do that process and to actually get approved for your business?
Well, I'm not exactly sure when it became available to us. I can't recall that date, but I sure do remember the date that it got put into my account. And that was April 27th. And I was on with my CPA and my payroll company, probably every other day, making sure that I was distributing the funds properly because I wanted it to be 100% forgiven. And I'm not a professional at all of the specifics about that loan, but man, I felt pretty educated and very confident. And right about now, hi there, welcome in. Right about now is the time that most financial institutions are, starting to address the forgiveness procedure. I'm in phase 5 at my bank at Key Bank. So, it was a pretty intense experience going through that PPP loan process. I do have to say.
Ugh. And now that you're back, but how did this affect you professionally? I know you had to shut down. How long were you shut down? You said you were fearful. So what were those fears and how did it affect you?
Well, everybody's fear was, oh my gosh, is it going to be safe to reopen? So when we finally got the green light from Cuomo, we actually waited a couple of weeks before our phase opened, or after our phase opened, to open. So we opened on June 16th. which was a couple weeks, like I said, after we were allowed to, just because we really wanted to take our time and, get control of the procedure that we were going to go through. I got, all of the hand sanitizers and the masks and all, all of that lined up. The beautiful thing is that we were pretty on top of our game before COVID hit. So, we were always in the cleansing mode anyway. So really the masks and, sanitizing the items that were tried on, that was a new addition for us, along with the masks. But did I answer your question? Because sometimes
No, that's okay. How did
so
it
often.
affect you professionally though? Because like you said, what were your fears? What were, how did you react when you first thought, oh my God, we can't open? Are we going to have to close forever? What was
Right.
all of that like?
Well, I had a lot of confidence in the community that once we got the green light to open, that they would come. If you build it, they will come. Well, if you open the door, they will come. And they did. But, June 16th, we opened the door. We had, a sprinkling of traffic, and then it picked up. And, it used to be somewhat predictable, the business, but, it's a little bit of a roller coaster ride, just like when I first opened 10 years ago. I was afraid I wasn't going to be able to pay my bills because, after the PPP loan was exhausted in that 8-week period, the initial 8-week period, I didn't know what was going to happen thereafter. But where's the wood to knock on? I got a lot of wood around here. Fortunately, our Panache Princess clients and in the Rochester and upstate New York communities have started to return. So I'm grateful for that.
So tell people what Panache is.
Well, my first business concept is Panache Vintage and Finer Consignment. It's a consignment store for women. We are a luxury label driven clothing boutique. We're very specific about what we take in. So the luxury designer labels are our specialty. So Louis Vuitton, Prada, Gucci, Christian Louboutin. We like our boutique labels like Lilith and Krista Larson and Eileen Fisher. That's concept number one. 4 years after concept number one launched, I opened Panache Home and Design. And it was just kind of like a test market, actually, to see if the community would embrace that concept of sustainable home decor and furniture. And boy, did they. So for the first 6 months, I didn't have a lease. My landlord was willing to work with me. And after the first 6 months, I rewrote the business concept a little bit, and I became the sole owner of the business instead of having a few contributing partners. And that's taken off like wildfire. So like the last 6 years, I've had 2 stores side by side selling sustainable goods, trying to save the planet, girls and boys.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So with your one shop being a consignment shop, did you get a rush of people bringing designer labels to you because they've cleaned out their closets by now?
Well, let's put it this way. We got a rush of phone calls.
Yeah.
Folks were first calling to see if we were open and then what our new procedure was. Well, our new procedure is exactly what our old procedure was. And that was to call for, and book an appointment. We don't take walk-ins. We're very specific about what we take and how we accept merchandise. It needs to be dry cleaned before it comes in. COVID forced us or made us take a couple of other steps to protect the goods when they, come through the door. And but there was a lot of purging of closets and home decor and things of that nature that definitely sent, made a lot of phone calls come our direction.
So with all of the new guidelines, how did you have to pivot for your business? What were the new things that you had to do besides the hand sanitizer and masks? Was there anything else that you had to put into place?
Well, actually, the answer is like I said, we were pretty on top of our game to begin with here. So our procedure was pretty thorough. making sure that items were dry cleaned and cleaned properly, because everybody's definition of properly is different.
Mhm.
And, folks were just kind of used to bringing things in on some in a bag, some on hangers. Well, now it's only accepted on a hanger, dry cleaned, it covered before it comes into the store. So, it can't be out in the hallway or coming from their car into the store without having some kind of garment bag or a bag of some sort over it. And then when folks try on goods, if they don't buy them, we take them off the selling floor and we spray and sanitize them. So those are a couple of the things. We're never so busy that we have to worry about a lot of social distancing, unfortunately. But we're very conscious about the numbers and where people are in the store.
Now, I know you said you had a manager. Did you have other employees that you had to worry about? And how did that, all that stress added to you?
Yeah, so I have a small but mighty team, and Brenda is my manager. I'm going to leave the store and go out in the hallway for a minute because the store got kind of busy. So Brenda is my manager, and I have two other part-time employees that are on kind of a really part-time as needed schedule. So the four of us are the four that make it happen here between the two stores. So for the PPP loan, I was still paying employees as if they were working, but they weren't working, which was fine because that was the intent of the PPP loan.
Yeah. And now are they back to little capacity, or are they
Wait, one of my girls just showed up. Say hi to Tuesday Tony. This is another Panache princess. She just came to say hi. That's so
Yay.
cool. Yay. She's been quarantined for a couple of weeks, so it's to have her back.
Aww.
All right. So I'm walking into my home store now. Sorry.
So I'm assuming the customers are very happy that you're open, and are they coming like they would normally, or?
Actually, yes, they are. They're coming in. Some are just glad to be able to come into a store. We have been, this is the cutest thing ever. We have been the first stop for many when they finally decided to come out of their home, which is a beautiful compliment, to the stores and our business and in my small and mighty team of four. So they're out and about. They're not necessarily in need of anything, but socialization,
just to get out of the house. Yeah, exactly.
And that's okay. And I always say, as long as they come here, we're always here Tuesday through Saturday, 10 to 4. So come on in.
So with the closure that we all had to go through, and I don't know what your marketing was like before, did you have to market yourself any different since reopening, and what are you doing now to get people to come into your store?
Well, so I was under contract with some advertising platforms, so we're continuing with that. I'm still on the radio every week, so that's always helpful.
It was another question if you were still doing that.
Oh yeah. I do it remotely from one of the bedrooms in my house, and the reception isn't always so good. So Tony, Christy, and I sometimes have a little bit of a challenge on our hands. But besides, other than that, as far as the advertising, I've really stepped up my game on my personal, on Instagram. I've always been pretty present on Facebook, but that's my generation. I'm older. Facebook got released first. I'm comfortable with it. Instagram, I'm going to take my mask off for a minute because nobody's around me. Whew, okay.
I know, right? Now we can see your beautiful face.
Oh, I don't know about that, but I did get my teeth cleaned this morning. Anyways, so as far as, Facebook and Instagram, I'm just trying to be very current, and I was taking pictures just a few minutes before you called to introduce some new products. We are loaded with amazing things at both stores. But I tell you what, girls, if you can leave your mouse at home and come out to Panache Vintage and Finer Consignment, we have exactly what you're ordering. I want Mr. Bezos to come and buy my inventory from me at the clothing store. Wouldn't that be fun?
Yeah.
Because I'm selling everything he's selling.
That's so funny. So now I also see you're doing pop-up shops.
So are you referring to last weekend, the little sidewalk sale that I had?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So,
Or the estate sale that you had or whatever.
we'll talk about them separately. Let's go to last weekend, to the sidewalk sale. So in the consignment business, a lot of merchandise that folks bring in, don't sell, and they bring in because perhaps they've moved, and it becomes abandoned. So they say to me, do whatever you want with it, donate it, sell it dirt cheap. So that's what we did on Saturday, is we sold a lot of the abandoned merchandise.
Oh, we lost you.
What I did is,
there we go.
I invited this adorable new entrepreneur. Her name is Jessie Weiss, and she owns a flower cart. Actually, it's a horse trailer that she bought, and she flipped it. It's the most precious thing. It's called Bar Fiore. And I hope to get her back here in November, because we're having a trunk show with Sarah Silvio, the local jewelry designer. So I hope to have that little pop-up shop and a couple of other little carts out in the parking lot here. And then what were we going to talk about? Oh yeah, the estate sale. So I had a client friend of mine walk into my home store and she said to me, oh, we sold our lake house. I'm so excited. And I said, oh, congratulations. She says, and I'd like to bring all my items to the store. So she started, swiping through her phone. And I said, oh, girl, I said, I can't handle all that merchandise. And beautiful as it was, and a lot of Mackenzie Childs, really unique pieces, because she was acquaintances with Victoria and Richard, the original owner.
Oh.
So she said, well, how about this? How about if we have an estate sale and you just facilitate it? You just run it for me. And I'm like, I don't do estate sales. She goes, oh, come on, Joan. She goes, just treat it like it's your store for the weekend. Treat my lake house like it's your store for the weekend. So I did. We had a great time. We sold almost everything, and it worked out really well. So I'm not going into a different division of my business by any means, but I did have two of my regular customers reach out to me, and they're moving next spring, and they asked if I would help with their sale, and I said, sure. So,
oh, how fun. You never know. It might be a new side business.
Man, it's a lot of work. I'm going to tell you what, I called my girl, my girlfriend, Mary Miller, who runs Ellie Palmer Estate Sales. And I texted her and I said, girl, I don't know how to do this every weekend. It's a lot of work. Not that I mind a lot of work, but it's a lot of work.
Yeah. Well, it looks like you're still keeping busy though, and you're still able to help women entrepreneurs, which is really great, because I know that's always been a big thing of you. We don't know each other well personally, but I've followed your professional business for a very long time, and you were involved with the bra Dazzle a couple of years ago, so that was fun.
So much fun.
I know, I missed that.
That was great fun.
Now, are you still collecting the bras, and are you still doing that? And if you are, tell people more about that.
Oh, absolutely. We are, when I started 10 years ago, when I opened up my store 10 years ago, we were the New York State ambassador for bra recycling, which was really kind of unique because it hadn't been kind of popular up until then, I guess. And so we've been collecting bras for 10 years. Now we've been distributing them to different locations throughout the 10 years. Presently, because of COVID, Support the Girls, which was our last contact, has decided to stop their distribution. But we have an enormous amount right now, and I'm going to be calling our friends down at the Open Door Mission, and we'll fill their bra drawers again for the season with no problem, because we have lots of bras. So yes, just, we always say, wash it, bag it, and tag it in a little baggie and bring it on in, and we'll, I want to show you real quick. Can I get there? Hold on. I want to show you our bosom buddy. You see our bosom buddy?
The mannequin?
You see it?
No, show it again. Oh, there it is. Yes.
That's our bosom buddy. Okay. So yes, we're still a bra recycler, and certainly, deliver all those bras to us whenever you can.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So it sounds like you're starting to get back on track. Are you worried about what may happen in the fall and in the winter? Are you worried about another shutdown? What may that look like for you?
Yeah, to be honest with you, I mean, we need to be, realistic, and, it's a scary time. And to be honest with you, fall has always been strong. Holiday, being a consignment resale business, has been a little quiet, because generally speaking, people don't buy consignment for gift giving. The home store, surprisingly, through all of this, has been a bit busier than traditionally. So I'm grateful for that. And you know what? I just move forward as if success is inevitable, and, business is going to be great. And, we're going to go into 2021, stronger for whatever reason. I don't know, but I'm just grateful that I can unlock the door every day. I mean, we've shortened our hours a little bit. We used to be 10 to 5:30. Now we're 10 to 4. We've continued with our Saturday hours from 10 to 4, which has always worked out great for us. And, we're old retail girls, so we need our Sunday, Monday off.
I'm not in retail, but I do Sunday, Monday off.
Good girl. Yeah.
Because my husband doesn't work on Mondays in the restaurant business. So I do Sunday, Monday off.
Right. That's right. Good for you.
So what have you learned about yourself during this time?
Ooh, wow. That's a fancy question.
I've stumped a lot of people with that question.
Yeah, I would have to say, what have I learned? I definitely appreciate the phone calls and the FaceTimes with my children. My sister and I have gotten to be a lot closer, because she was down in Florida all by herself. And, that's how we started our days most days, is I wanted to make sure she was okay. So, reconnecting with my sister has been wonderful. I guess, appreciating my staff, although I felt like I did a pretty good job of doing that before. Look at all these people walking in with their lunch. There's all our golf guys. Anyways, my staff, I totally appreciate them and their understanding and their patience, and their dedication, and, wanting to be part of Panache still, because, at any point in time, they could have done something different, if they wanted to. So yeah. And like I said, anytime that door opens, I totally appreciate my customers that have decided to walk in both stores, and whether it's just to socialize, see how we are. We got phone calls while we were shut down from customers saying, "Oh my gosh, let me know when you reopen." So
yeah, that was my next question. What have you found out about the Rochester community that you didn't know about before?
they really like us at Panache. They use us for a source of entertainment, which is great. I mean, we, I didn't realize that we were such an entertaining group, but a lot of people have come out to say, "Oh my God, we missed you and your stories and all of that." So, and I'm forever grateful. I mean, there were so many customers that we were, so close to, and we couldn't wait to hear from them or see them again. And we unfortunately have had a couple of sad stories with customers, which we won't go into now, but, pretty much everybody's good.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
So, how do you stay motivated during this time? And what can you tell, since this is a women's only Facebook group, what can you tell other women to try and keep all of us motivated during this time?
Honey, I lost you.
Oh, hello?
I lost you. Are you there? I can't hear you.
Hello?
Hi.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay. So my question was, during this time, how did you keep motivated, and what can you tell other women?
I just kept hope part of my daily.
Uh-oh, I think we lost her again.
I know that I have merchandise, which I know some of my retail boutique friends are concerned about getting shipments for, the holiday season. That's one thing I don't have to worry about because I have a plethora of beautiful merchandise for the season. So I just got a lot of hope, I guess. Hello, how are you? Good to see you. See, now I haven't seen her since probably the first of the year. So,
well, if you'd like, you could give us a tour of your stores and show everybody what is around your store and what you got.
I think we'll start with the home store because there's fewer people in that in the moment. So let me gear up here and.
Because, after all these years that I've heard of you and known you, I've never been into your stores, and I have to come.
That's all right. My lease is up next year, so you better hurry.
Oh, I will. Don't worry.
Not that I'm making a commitment to anything, but just thought I'd throw that in there. Okay, so I'm going to turn the phone around. How's that? Ready? Go. Okay. How's that radiate? Okay, so this is the entrance to the home store. Say hi to Bonnie.
Nothing's coming up.
Nothing's coming up.
Oh, there we go.
Good. Does that come up?
Yep.
Say hi to Bonnie. She's another Panache princess. Hello. So Bonnie was a Panache customer before she started working with us. Still am. Here's our Mackenzie Childs collection, 100% consignment. Everything's consignment in here at this point. So you Mackenzie Childs lovers, we have a lot of inventory. We do have some finer artwork. This is a piece that traveled all the way from California. And our little girlfriend over at, who was that? What did Margie just close? Wizard of Clay? Wizard of Clay just closed down in Schoen Place. So she brought a few things over here as well. We do represent some local artists. This is a Mexican artist, the black and white piece. We have some beautiful furniture. We're not just one style of furniture, which is nice. Can you pick up on this? Are you getting the view?
Yep.
Oh, goody. So we can sign here at the home store. I do have one renter. Her name is Nicole, and she runs her little beehive back here in the corner. She used to have a couple of shops on the ridge, and she moved away from that arrangement and came to hang out with us at Panache. So if you have items for the home store, we encourage you to send a photo to our email, and we'll let you know if we have room and if it's something that we can consider. I have a number of women who paint furniture for us. Our newest vendor is Rose Lawn Home, and she's an adorable mommy of 3 who just joined us. So we have a variety of items here at Panache Home and Design. Beautiful. All consignment. And as a matter of fact, I don't want to walk too fast, but say hi to Greg. Say hi, Greg.
Hi.
Hi, Greg. So Greg is a Rochester City firefighter, but he and a bunch of guys have another side business called Fast Moving and Labor. And they are presently moving in a whole bunch of furniture.
Awesome.
Okay. Oh, sorry. So I had to get out of their way. So this is part of our life too. I do. So does Bonnie. She knows inside. Oh, my gosh. I told everybody everything was going to happen at once. So, you know, moving furniture like this is, you know, just part of.
Oh, come back. Oh no, we lost her.
Oh no, am I
Oh,
here?
there you are. There you are. Gotta love technology.
Oh God, it must just be me. I don't seem to.
I think because you're going in and out. Oh, lost
I'm
you.
gonna go back inside, see if that helps.
There you go.
There I am. So sorry. Moving around isn't always the best thing. Are you there?
Yep.
Cool. So that's what we do. So again, let me just do a quick little review because I know it was kind of questionable. So at the home store, it's a 50-50 split. You know, if you have items that you want me to consider, email them to Panache Consign Boutique at Gmail. And as far as the clothing is concerned, we have over 3,700 clients. So we do have to book by appointment. So just give us a call at 473-5343 and we're taking appointments starting in 2021 at this point. I'm booked solid for the rest of the year.
Well, that's a good thing though.
And like I said, it's a beautiful thing because I know I have a lot of merchandise.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you so much for doing this, Joan. It was really good to see you and get a tour of your store because, like I said, I've never been there and I have to come out and look at it.
So I can show you real quick the clothing store as well. So like I said, we have lots and lots of merchandise. We are blessed with a variety of high-end luxury designer labels. And I won't walk through the store because we have numerous customers right now. But and we have a small selection of you know, kind of a picky little curated collection of vintage clothing for folks as well.
So where are you located in Brighton Commons?
We are at 1855 Monroe Avenue. Those of you who love Abbott's, we're in the same buildings. Those of you who like to play golf, we're in the same building. Let's see, we share the parking lot with Core Life and ESL Bank. Yes. Yep, that's us. The old brown brick building with the 1970s lettering on the outside of the building.
Well, thank you for taking the time to do this. I really appreciate it.
Oh, my pleasure. And my kids were like, Mom, you're savvy enough to do this. You know how to do this. Don't worry about it. You'll be able to sign on with no problem. So
you did great. You did better than me at first. Because my microphone wasn't working. So when we're all said and done and you have a minute, go into the Facebook group and underneath this live video, comment with all of your contact information and your location. That way people can reach out to you and know where you're located.
Will do. Thanks so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
Yes, you too. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye.